Third thing on my list, people who build great enterprises have a sense of geography. 90% of the people in the world cannot tell you the population of the city they live in. 90% of the business people in the world cannot tell you the population of the city they live in. You study, I remember somebody flew into town, I was meeting with him, they had met with Michael Dell, and I said, well, what was he like? Why'd you think? I said, man, he knew more about China than anybody I'd ever met. You know, California is our biggest state, 35 million people or so. If it were a province in China, it would be the 19th biggest province in China. And yet, how many of those provinces do you know? I don't know, I only know one of them, Sichuan, because of the cooking, you know. But people who build great enterprises, like Michael Dell, have an understanding of what's going on around in the world. Yeah, the world's a smaller place. Yeah, the internet and everything, but it's the 747 is as important as anything in terms of the world being a smaller place. That makes it more important, not less important, to know where each other are coming from. If you're dealing with some branch office in Australia and they say, oh yeah, I'd like to be on the conference call tomorrow, but I got a test, and you think, oh, what's that all about? If you don't know that a test is a cricket match that can last day after day after day and the whole country closes down, you call back my hometown in Indiana and talk about basketball. Look, I grew up in Indiana. There are two things that will be with me all of my life: auto racing and basketball. I didn't pick either one of them, you know. But if there's an NCAA game on, or if there's the Indy 500 or Formula One, it really doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to have to go find out about it. We are all shaped by where we come from. All of us grew up somewhere. All of us live somewhere. And it makes it incredibly important. And we've gotten to this age where, I go back to my old Fortune magazines, and when you have an institutional ad by a big company, you go back to the 30s, really right up to the 1960s. The bottom of that ad, about 80% or more of the time, would say where the company was based. Coca-Cola Company, Atlanta, Georgia. Ford Motor Company, Dearborn, Michigan. American Express, New York, New York. Go look today. Last time I did a check, less than 15% of the companies say where they are. And when there's a phone number, it's an 800 number, so you can't even tell from the area code like you could a few years ago, you know? And it's all wrong. It's so important. Where are we from? Where are we coming from? People should be proud of it, because we all are from somewhere. But that understanding of geography, and it's not just, sure, it's important depending on your industry and what you're into to know about Malaysia and everything. It's just as important to know what's going on in Pflugerville, what's going on in Lockhart, what are the opportunities in Fredericksburg. How is it different starting a business in San Antonio from starting one here? Most of our lack of knowledge is really about the place right around the corner, because in Time Magazine, all those guys, they're going to run plenty of cover stories about China and India. They ain't going to be running any cover stories about Pflugerville, you know? And having that awareness. And the way I phrase all that, those first three things, be curious, history, and geography, when I give workshops about how to dream up new business ideas, I really believe that's the guts. When you want to dream up a new strategy, the key and the most powerful advantage of any entrepreneurial thinker is to understand where they're at in space and time. Now, that sounds like Mr. Spock or something, but to have some sense of what's gone before you and what's following you, time-wise, and some idea of what's going on around you.